Oh, well, hello, fellow vapors. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a breakdown on how to fill a Kayfun. I'm not going to do the coil build on it. There's a lot of them around. Okay, so there's my Kayfun. I'll stand. Let me just crank the camera down. Alright. Should be pretty good. Okay. So anyway, notice I've got a couple of extra pieces here, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to completely take apart my Kayfun. If I don't drop everything. Notice I'm using paper towel. Paper towel is very handy for anybody doing this. Okay, looks like it's pretty dry inside. Alright. Okay. Not 100% dry, so perfect. Alright. So, anyway, this is the basic units, basic parts of it. Okay, number one here, you've got the bottom part, which has got the coil and a wick on it. Like I said, I'm not going to go into depth onto this coil and wick. Not sure if it's going to pick up on that. Anyway, there you can see the mounting of where you put the coil and the wick on there. Nice thing about this is once you've got a coil that you like, you can just burn off the coil, get all the gunk off of it with no wick on there, and then just re-wick it. Coils can probably last you quite a long time. The next thing you've got is the chimney, which is a two-piece one. We'll just take that apart as well. Okay. So you've got the two pieces. You got this one piece, and then you've got the actual chimney where the air hole is. The next part is the tank system. This is what goes around the unit, and this is where you put the liquid in. Now you'll see that mine's got a clear section in the middle. You can also put that piece in there, and I will quickly show you that. I'll just take this thing apart. Luckily this thing fits everywhere. It's got O-rings all over the place. Okay, so there you can see the two different ones. So you can either make it all this metal one, or you can have the glass one in there, or the plastic in there. I kind of like the plastic, so I'm putting the plastic one back in again. So just to let you know, it does completely come apart. I'm getting juice all over my fingers because this thing has still got a bit of juice in it, because I was just using it. Alright, so there's your three parts for the tank. And if you want, yes, you can put that piece in instead. But I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to put my tank back together again. Like I said, it's got O-rings everywhere. This is a really nice tank system. I find it gives you a lot of flavor. I've done a couple of other rebuild ones, but this is probably the best rebuild tanking system that I've found. Next we get to the... So anyway, one more thing about this. This particular Kayfun, what it's got is, if you look, it's got a bottom section in there. So if we just take a flathead screwdriver, see on the 510, we just undo that. Now I know on the Kayfun Light, you can actually see that there is some actual liquid in here. See? I don't know if you can actually see the color, but there was actually some liquid in there. This is what happens when there's an overfill or a leak. It'll collect down into this bottom piece here. Really like this feature. The Kayfun Light does not have this. Anyway, so a few other things. airflow screw, airflow hole, and this is the hole for filling it from the bottom. Not exactly sure where that comes in, and I think it's this hole. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. That hole right there. So if you undo this hack screw, you can fill it up from the bottom. I've never tried that, and I'm not going to, because I like filling it from the top, which supposedly is a little bit more difficult. But anyway, so this container is, if there's like a leak or something, it's going to collect in there. So occasionally, every once in a while, I guess you should clean that out. Anyway. So let's assume that you know how to make a wick. If you don't know how to make a wick, well, you can a coil or a wick and whatever, you can get somebody to do it. Okay, so there we have the bottom put, and we've already wicked this up. So then what happens is you put this little collar on there, making sure that you're not getting anything. Alright, so that's where the vapor is produced. There's a couple of... Let me do this again. Notice I do these videos with no editing. Okay, so on the side there you can see those little channels. That's where the juice goes in to get to the wick. That's why the wick's on the side there, so we'll put this back on again. So this is where the juice gets built. It gets in and do that. And I am just going to get my DNA. And we'll just quickly fire it. And you'll see it produces quite a lot of vapor. And that's only running at 7 watts. It's probably going to be a little difficult to read. It's not focusing very well. Anyway, I've basically got a 1 ohm coil in there, so you can see that produces quite a lot of vapor. So the next thing you do is you put this little chimney on the top there. Okay, so that's where the vaping takes place. Everything around the outside where this goes on, that's where the tank is. So basically, when we screw this on, you'll see that's nice and flush there all the way, but you'll see that little top sticks out a little bit. Okay, so basically everything from this down can be filled with liquid, so it's quite a good quantity. Anyway, so what happens is, well, we'll get to this next little put. Now this is the cap that basically seals. You'll see there's like an O-ring there, which will fit over the top of that. So that's where it seals the tank system. So you're not going to get any juice into your mouthpiece there and stuff. Just cleaning this off a little bit. I was thinking about doing this, but you know what? It's like, this is stuff you have to go through. Now it does come with that mouthpiece, and you're thinking, okay, well, I don't like that one, and I've got a bunch of other ones that I really do like and I want to use. Okay, cool. What it does do is it comes with this little device, which, if you screw that into the top like this, okay, you can take any 510 strip tip. It just pops right in there. So I'm not going to use that. I'm going to actually use the one it came with. And once again, I'm going to clean off this a little bit. Alright. So now the trick. Alright. Where's my juice? I had some juice around here a minute ago. Okay, I know I had some juice around here. I just can't remember where I put it. And you know what? I'm going to have to go find my juice because I can't seem to find it. Oh, here we go. Ah, perfect. There we go. I got this liquid juice called Strange Brew from Mystic Mist, which is a place called Burnaby Vapors. That's their juice line. It's actually a really, really nice one. I have no idea what's in it because it's called Strange Brew. Anyway, so I'm just going to take this off so that you can actually see what happens when we put that on. Alright, so this will screw on like that, and it's a little tricky to get it on because you've got to try and get that hole there over that chimney, little chimney. Okay, so we're just going to make sure that everything looks like it's alright. There's no gaps, everything looks really good. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, okay, so there's my air hole screw, that's for adjusting. There's the air hole, and that's the fill hole. Put your thumb or finger over the air hole. Stand this thing straight up and down like that, and then just put some juice in. Okay, I'm not going to fill it up all the way, but it's really hard to tell because it's clear liquid, but it's about halfway up in there. Alright, so the next thing you're going to do is, this is where the trick is. I've still got my finger on the air hole. Is you have to put this cap back on. And this is where the trick comes. Alright, so you can see there's a black O-ring there, and you want to turn it so that the black O-ring is just about, connected, but it's not squeezing in. Okay, still got my finger, my thumb is over the air hole. Now what you can do is you twist this completely upside down, and you can let go of the air hole. Now what happens is, if you don't do this and you still keep your finger on there, what it does is it builds up pressure in the tank. So when you turn it back again, all the juice gets spit out the air hole. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to tighten this up all the way. When we do that, there's going to be a little bit of juice, and you can probably see it on the outside edge. Always happens, I don't know why. Just get a little bit of juice on there. Just dry that off. Okay, there you go. That's filled from the top. I find that it's incredibly easy. Okay. Don't need that and that anymore. Send it into the side. I'm going to put this back on. Alright, so there we go. We've now got it fully done, and it doesn't matter which way you turn it around, you're not going to get any leaks off of this thing. Okay? I got juice all over me. So anyway. Alright. Terrific flavor, terrific amount of vape just for something that's very simple. Alright, so I don't know if I said this, paper towel is going to be your best friend when you're vaping. Alright, so let's put this camera back again. Alright, there we go. Alright, perfect. So there we go. That's how to top fill the Kayfun. So I put it back on here again and just quickly show you. From a 1 ohm coil, flavor is wonderful. Very, very tasty. Anyway, that's how simple it is to fill it up from the top. I mean, I know on the Kayfun Lite it doesn't have this little bottom ring, and there is actually a bottom filling hole, but I believe you can actually fill it from the top as well. This, I find, is a lot easier for doing it. I could actually fill this while it's on the atomizer. Just have to do that, take off that one top thing. Now, once you've got liquid in there, if you take off this top thing, it's going to leak out of the hole, the air hole. The tank is now kind of pressurized, or it puts a vacuum in there. Have no idea why this thing produces such wonderful flavor, and I think it's because of the chimney system. But basically, I can do an all-day vape on this because it's so tasty. Now, if you do this one, because it's a little hard to see, but I'm just wondering if you can actually see in the glass there. You can see the level of the liquid. It's a little hard to see, but you can see it moving around. Now you're saying, what happens if I get this one on there and I can't see anything, because that's what it looks like. Once you get down towards the bottom of the tank, if you go to take a hit, you will get a dry hit. If you have never experienced a dry hit, once you do it, you'll know it right away. And the first time you do that, your wick's gone dry. Stop, fill it up. Done. Very, very nice way to do it. This is probably the best rebuildable tank system that I've got with. Like I said, I've done a couple other ones. I haven't had an issue with it. This is like a gray color that comes in black. You can get it in the silver, the same color as my mod. It's not exactly the same color, but it's pretty close. If I thought about it, I probably would have got it in the brushed silver as well, so that it matched this one. But anyway, you can see that there's absolutely nothing coming out of here, and even if I do a quick, I can actually blow smoke out and there's no liquid coming out. See, not a drop of liquid's coming out of there, a little bit of smoke. Sometimes you'll get a gurgling sound on here and it feels like you've got some liquid in there and it feels like you're going to suck up some liquid. Quick way, fire it up, blow. It's going to fire whatever juice is out of there and hopefully down into the bottom. Anyway, this is a Kayfun on a DNA firing at 7 watts. When it does that, it fires at 2.6 volts. So, I mean, theoretically, I should probably crank this thing up to about 12 watts. No, even more. Maybe 15. Even higher than 15. Because I want to get around about 4.1, 4.2 volts on this thing. So I'm still cranking this thing up. Okay. Alright. So that, now I'd say 18 watts. Tremendous vapor. Tremendous flavor. It beats any of the regular atomizers. I mean, you can see the amount of vapor I'm getting out of this thing. It's just incredible. The flavors you'll get out of these vapors that beat the regular tank systems. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've got a Aerotank Mega on there, which produces but you see, it produces nowhere near as much as this one does. And I know what you're saying. It's like, wow, hell, you've got it cranked up at 18 watts here, you know? Right? But I mean, even if I crank this thing down all the way, and you'll see, oh, hang on, that's cranking it up. Even if I crank this thing all the way down to its lowest setting, this is a DNA 30, so it will go all the way up. Okay. So that's down all the way. That's 7 watts. Even at 7 watts, this thing produces a hell of a lot of vapor. And at 7 watts, it's only firing at 2.6 volts. That's going to give you a lot of battery life. Personally, I like firing this thing up a little bit higher. You can play around with the coil. The other thing that's nice about this is you can play around with the coil. I've got this at 1 ohm. I've seen people who do it 1.5, 2, 2.5, almost all the way up to 3. It's totally up to you. This is probably one of these most flexible atomizers. Like if you're not into like huge sub-ohming, this thing actually works really well at like the higher resistances. So anywhere from about, I think 1's probably on the low side. I did 4 wraps on a coil and got 1 ohm. I think next time I'm actually going to have to do maybe about 6 or 7 wraps and maybe get it up to about 2 ohms. Maybe even do a dual coil. I'll try doing a dual coil. Maybe I'll show you how to do a dual coil build on this. I'll have to try it out first. But like I said, I mean, even at 7 watts, this thing is just phenomenal. Now I know what you're saying. It's like, oh well, you've got this on a DNA. I mean, the DNA will fire down to almost anything, right? Okay, no problem. Give me 1 second here. We'll just throw it on my MVP. Just to show you that it will actually work on the MVP as well. Alright. So there's the MVP. It's reading at 0.9, 4.1 volts, and I've got it on. Let's see if I can do this so you can see. 56 puffs, and it's on 7 watts too. Okay. Once again, tremendous amount of vapor, even on 7 watts. I haven't had a problem with it. Like I said, this is probably a little close to being the lower limit of what this thing can handle. If you run it at about 1.5, 2 ohms, I think it's going to be a very, very nice, flavorful vape, and a very cool vape too. There's no heat in there. Anyway, that's my how to fill the tank, and a little quick review about it. Yeah, if you don't know how to build the coil, you can get pre-built coils for you for wicks. Whatever wicking material you want to use. I've seen people use stainless steel, cotton, silica, eco wool. Take your pick. I like using the cotton because I'm actually doing some sub-ohm build, so I've got a lot of organic cotton lying around, and I just use that. It's cheap. I'll show you that stuff when I actually rebuild this coil. I probably wouldn't have to rebuild this coil for a long time. Probably going to re-wick it. I mean, I've even been using the same wick for about 2 weeks, and it still seems to be okay. Same coil, I did it about the same time. Theoretically, the coil should probably last for about 6 months. The wick probably about every 2 weeks or so. But even though it's still producing a nice, tasty vape, you will actually taste the flavors of the juices much better with this. It's right there. It gives you a lot of vape just for even just regular stuff. Now with this one, I probably couldn't fire it on one of my eVods just because the voltage, the ohmage is a little too low. Once I get it up to like about a nice 2 ohm build, what I'll do is I'll show you that it actually works on multiple devices. It's got the 510 threading, so anything that has 510 threading will take this thing. You're not limited by anything, and like I said, you can get this in brushed stainless steel, black, this color, which is kind of a grayish color, which I kind of like. It is a long device, but you know what? Very, very, very nice. Like I said, I will do the coil build on this a little bit later, and I'm actually probably going to try and do a dual coil build on this just for the fun. Let me try it out a couple of times first, make sure that I know what I'm doing when I do the video. Like I said, these are live videos. I never do any editing on them at all. If you like this video, please subscribe. You know, if you're one of these big companies that wants to send me stuff for me testing it, I'm not going to review anything that I haven't played with for a long time. I've been using this for close to about a month now. Haven't had an issue with it. It's never leaked, and I've been filling it up from the top every single time. One of these days, I suppose I should actually try and fill it from there. But you know what? I don't feel like taking a hex screw and taking that thing out of there and then trying to put it back in again. So I find filling it from the top much easier. Anyway, happy vaping, vape on, one day at a time. And I will see you in the next video, which is going to be I don't know if I've done a review. I don't think I've ever done a review of the MVP. Maybe I'll do a review of the MVP. Nice little device. Maybe I'll do a review of the DNA mod. Either one. These are the next two that are on my list. This one I haven't been using as much as this one. I like them both, but stay tuned, and I will definitely do a review of both of these a little bit later. Probably my AirTank Mega as well. I'm going to do reviews of just about everything that I've got. Tanks, mods, whatever. Please like, subscribe. Let all your friends know if this is any way helpful at all. Anyway, that's me, Kayfun, and have a good day, guys. Bye.